And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast.
So John is marveling at this woman. Because he's actually seeing a woman sitting upon a beast. But he's marveling at that woman because that woman looks beautiful. That woman represents a miracle. But the angel is now telling John, why are you marveling? I'm going to break down the mystery of this woman. Go ahead, man.
And of the beast that carrieth her.
The EU, that's the beast. Go ahead.
Which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns.
Right, go ahead.
The beast that thou sawest was and is not. And
so the beast that you saw is, because this John received this revelation 2,000 years ago. The beast comprises all the European nations. Those European nations were provinces of the ancient Roman Empire. That's why I said the beast that is and is not, because the EU wasn't an actual terminology back 2,000 years ago. The EU became a terminology now. So it is and is not. Go ahead, man.
And shall ascend out of the bottomless pit.
Talking about Europe, all right? Because America came out of Great Britain, basically Europe, all right? America came out of Europe, but Europe is that bottomless pit. It came out of the beast, man. This ain't funny, man. This ain't a joke, man. This ain't a joke. This ain't a joke.
I know, bro. I see it. I know.
Go ahead, man.
And shall ascend of the bottomless pit and go into perdition.
So America ascended out of the bottomless pit out of Europe and shall go into utter destruction. That's what the word perdition means. America's gonna go through global thermonuclear warfare, man. Because all these European nations, they're gonna join together and shoot missiles and destroy America. America's a bloody land, like I already said. Filled with the blood of the saints, and the Most High is going to pronounce judgment upon it. He's going to gather all nations together.
And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose name was not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is.
The beast that was and is not and what?
And yet is.
And yet is. Talking about the beast. Is that talking about? Read that part.
Yeah, let's talk about the beast. Let's talk about the beast.
The beast that was and is not and yet is. Because during this time, that beast was talking about the Roman Empire. Alright? Well, read that part again.
Whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is.
That was what?
That was not.
That was not. Right, go ahead, man.
And yet is.
And yet is, talking about the Roman Empire.
I'll be right again, bro. Right? Whose name were not written in the book of life, the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is.
Right? Because the Roman Empire was in rulership back then, and it's in rulership now today. Right?
Here is the mind which have wisdom. 7 heads are 7 mountains.
7 mountains. The mountains represent governments. So that's Germania Minor, Major, alright? Greece, Spain, France, Britain, and Rome. 7 heads are 7 mountains. 7 mountains represent governments. Go ahead.
On the woman sitteth, and there are 7 kings, and 5 are fallen, and 1 is.
So that's 7 kings, 7 mountains are 7 kings, and 5 are fallen. So that's speaking about Germania Minor, Germania Major, Greece, Spain, and France. That's the 5 that fell. So who's left? Britain and Rome. Alright? Go ahead, man.
And the other is not yet come.
Talking about Britain. Because Britain wasn't an established kingdom back 2,000 years ago. Alright? Britain was just another province of the Roman Empire. Alright? Britain wasn't an established kingdom like it is now. Back 2,000 years ago. So read that part again.
And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is.
They're talking about the Roman Empire. 1 is. Because who was ruling back then? 2,000 years ago, the Roman Empire. So that's the 1 that is. That's why Paul said what he said. He said the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Because the wicked was already in rulership, working iniquity and abominations of filthiness. So that's the kingdom that is.
The other is not yet come.
Talking about Britain. Go ahead, man.
And when he cometh, he must continue a short space.
Go ahead.
And the beast that was and is not, even he is as the 8th.
Exactly. Talking about America. America is the 8th.
And it's of the 7 and go up into perdition.
He's of the 7. Because he comes of the 7 horns, man, the 7 heads. And he's going to go into perdition. Talking about America. America comes out of is the 8th and comes out of the 7th. And he's going to go into utter destruction. Good, man.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet.
So that's talking about, like I said, the 10 European nations that originally made up the EU, the European Union. Back then, they were just provinces of the ancient Roman Empire. They didn't have an actual kingdom yet. Back then. Go ahead, man.
But receiveth power as king 1 hour.
So they're going to receive power in 1 hour as kings. Because they're going to shoot missiles and destroy America. And America's going to be destroyed within 1 hour. Complete desolation. So these 10 horns are going to receive power as kings for 1 hour. Why? Because they're going to shoot missiles and destroy America in 1 hour. Go ahead, man.
With the beast, these have 1 mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
So they're going to have 1 man, meaning they're all going to agree in unison, man.
3, 2, 2.
These shall make war with the Lamb.
So read that part then.
These have 1 mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Meaning they're going to shoot their strength is what? Their destructive capabilities, man. Talking about their warheads, their nuclear missiles. They're going to give their strength onto the beast, which is America. They're going to shoot missiles and destroy America. Go ahead, man.
These shall make war with the Lamb.
They're going to make war. Who's the Lamb? Who died as the ultimate sacrifice? The man who knew ignorantly called Jesus. So all these European nations, they're going to try and fight the Lord when he returns in all his glory. So something you call UFOs, which are the clouds of heaven, described inside the Bible. The so-called white man depicts it inside his movies. Judgment Day, the day the earth stood still. All these movies about encounters of different celestial beings coming to attack this earth. Where does he get it from? He gets it from the Bible. He knows the Lord is going to return. And when he does, he's going to come in the form of UFOs.
And the Lamb shall overcome them.
And the Lamb shall overcome them. Yahweh Shai is going to destroy all these European nations, man, when they try to fight against him. And the so-called white man's proud.
For he is Lord.
The pride of the so-called white man has deceived him, man. He's going to try and fight against the Lord, man. But the Lord is going to overcome him.
For he is the Lord of lords and kings of kings.
It is speaking about the Lord Yahweh Shai. This is one of his labels. He's the Lord of lords and King of kings, man. Talking about the man whom you ignorantly call Jesus.
That are with him are called, chosen, and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, are people, and multitudes, and nations, and tongues.